Alright, so this isn't a video that I normally do. In fact, I don't think I've ever done anything like this before, if I recall correctly. So this is definitely new territory for me, I believe. But yeah, something happened to the point where I actually do want to make a video, and I want to discuss things with you guys about this certain situation here. I've never done a topic like this before last time I checked, so excuse me if I'm a little rusty at this. But I'll do my very best to convey my feelings and convey everything that I'm not agreeing with. Maybe you guys will agree with me. And honestly, I hope you do, because this is kind of bothering me. Figure I'd make a video about it. Why not? So basically, tomorrow on May 4th, Donkey Kong Country Tropical Freeze comes out, but for Switch this time. And, I assume a lot of people know about this. People are planning to get the game tomorrow. But I want to talk about this with you, and hopefully I do change your mind. It's ultimately up to you to get the game still. But I want to tell you what Nintendo has done. And, maybe it could change your mind. Maybe it won't. Like I said, it's up to you. So, let's see. Where do I begin on this story here? Where do I start? I guess I'll just start off with the Wii U eShop. So, as you know, I assume a lot of people know, but ever since New Super Mario Bros. 2, they've been releasing full games digitally. It was really the first time that brand new releases from Nintendo have had a full retail option, but on eShop, stuff like that. Like, New Super Mario Bros. 2 was the first game to really implement this fully. Like, I'm not talking about Virtual Console, I'm just talking about full retail games that are brand new, also being released digitally, and that was the first time that it ever happened. Ever since then, they've been doing it with, I'd say pretty much everything. Pretty much everything first party anyways. And one of these games was, Donkey Kong Country Tropical Freeze. This came out early 2014. It was originally supposed to come out the holiday of 2013, but they pushed it back so that they could have the game fully ready. I'm not sure what the exact reason was, but that's what they did. Anyways, the point of the matter is that Tropical Freeze, it was released physically, and it was released digitally. That's what I'm saying about that. Now, I'm actually going to go on the Wii U eShop right now. So, I have my system connected to my capture device here, and I'm going to be showing you the eShop for the system. I'm typing in Donkey Kong Country Tropical Freeze, quite literally word for word, those words, right? And we're going to search this. Now, I look through this whole selection, right? I see trailers. I see the Accolades trailer. I see TV spot, commercial, E3 video about that time, like I mentioned. All of this content. You see all of this here on the eShop. But there's one thing that I don't see. And I don't know if you guys know this. I don't know if you guys have spotted it already, or lack thereof. But, the game's not there. Notice that? I'm looking through this entire selection. I typed in Donkey Kong Country Tropical Freeze. The game is nowhere to be found. But what's really interesting is that everything else is. This confuses me, but I guess at the same time, not really, because this is too perfect, This has all been timed way too perfectly. Like I said at the beginning, Tropical Freeze for Switch is coming out tomorrow. So, seeing the game, or lack thereof, like I said, seeing that the game is not here, it almost seems like it's way too perfect. Now, for people who are saying, oh, well, I see that the eShop has the game on my system. Here's what I've actually dug up. You know, it's like some people out there might be saying to me that the game is on the eShop for them. But I have done some digging. I have done some research on this, and it turns out that for some reason, it's a regional thing. So yeah, as far as I'm aware, it's in Japan. It's on the Japanese eShop. It's in Europe and Australia. It's in PAL. It's in there. But when it comes to the North America / US versions of the game, yeah, the game is not there. It is nowhere to be found. So, I mean, the only thing that I can think of is that since Nintendo's trying to railroad people to buying the more expensive version, maybe North America / US, maybe people haven't bought it much over here, so that their answer is to just take it off, because like maybe in the other regions it was sold fairly well, but over here it's not. It's like, hey, let's just remove it from here. Honestly, I don't know. That's the only thing that I can think of. Like, why only in one region is the game off? You know what I mean? Like, some people might think, well, that's kind of a weird answer to come up with. Well, what else could there be? This is such a weird situation. Why would they just take the game off? Like, especially one region. It makes no sense. Like, when it comes to removing the game at all, yes, it's not an essay question, It's like, oh, well, why would they do this? I wonder. No, of course. Tropical Freeze comes out tomorrow for Switch, May 4th, tomorrow, and they want to maximize their profits, right? But here are my thoughts on this whole thing. This entire situation is very, very anti-consumer, all right? They are literally railroading people to buying the more expensive version. And I don't appreciate that one bit. I think that's incredibly shady. I don't recall Nintendo doing something questionable in a very long time. We are in the Switch era, so we haven't seen many things go wrong for them. In fact, I haven't seen things go wrong for them, period, is what I'm trying to say. Like, we're in the Switch era. But this is one of those times, this situation, it's one of those moments. Like I said, I haven't seen Nintendo make a blunder or make any questionable decisions in a long time, but this is one of them right here. And personally, in my opinion, I do not appreciate it one bit. This is something that I cannot believe that they did. Okay? And it makes me think that they're not confident. You know what I mean? And, there are going to be some people out there that are going to defend this for some unknown reason. Right? Like, people are probably going to say, oh, well, do you know that we use Fate? Like, do you know what happened with it? Yes, I get it. I get the full story. All right? For me, I got the game day one. I got the system day one. So for me, yeah, this is kind of stupid, right? And another thing that people are going to say is, oh, well, you got Mario Kart 8 Deluxe. You support that game just fine, but why not this? Well, I'll tell you why. People are probably thinking that I'm contradicting myself, but I'm actually not at all. With Mario Kart 8 Deluxe, they fixed Mario Kart 8. There were things that needed to be fixed, right? And I don't want people to pretend like they don't know what I'm talking about. You clearly know what I'm referring to about Mario Kart 8, the original game, okay? Mario Kart 8 Deluxe has fixed many things. Is it 100% perfect? No. Did it fix a ton of what the original was missing? Yes. Yes, it did. That's why I bought it. All right? It's no wonder it sold the most at launch, because people were aching and just really, really fixing to have it normal. And they made it a great game now. So that's a different story entirely. So, don't think that I'm being a hypocrite, because I'm not. I don't typically buy a lot of ports, but especially when it comes to Tropical Freeze's case, I'm definitely not going to. Like, I already wasn't going to buy it because, I mean, I already have the Wii U version. But another thing is that they didn't really add much. All right. All they added for Tropical Freeze was essentially an easy mode. All right. Let's be honest here. All right. Funky Kong is cool. I do like how he's in it. But ultimately, it's not enough to spend $90. And that's right. $90. I want people to think about that for a moment. This game is $90. All right? And for people out there who are going to say, "Oh, well no, it's like 60." You know? It's like $60, well, maybe like max 70 cuz I mean, I assume you guys get tax up there, right? But yeah, for Canada, first party retail Switch games are $90. So that's another reason why I'm not getting it. This game does not need to be $90. Okay? It's a 4-year-old game, 4-year-old plus now. Came out, I think, February of 2014. And yeah, February 21st, I mean, sorry. And yeah, I'm not going to support this. Not only is it a game that already exists, it doesn't have basically anything added except an easy mode, which contradicts the entire point of Donkey Kong Country because it's all about that intense platforming. But with Funky Kong, yeah, it's not a super guide mode, but it certainly makes it, I think, too easy in my opinion. And it goes against what Donkey Kong Country is. All right. Maybe I would have double dipped if they added a lot of stuff in it, and especially if it wasn't for this. Like I said, this is incredibly shady and very, very anti-consumer. All right. They're railroading people into getting the more expensive version. All right. And I wouldn't have much of a problem if the game was just kept up on the eShop. All right. They could say, all right, hey, just buy whatever you want. But if you want to get it on Switch, go for it. That would be fine. But the fact that they are giving people, not an option, right? That's what pisses me off. All right. And I know another thing that people are going to say. Oh, well, if you already have the game, then, and you don't want to buy the Switch version, then don't buy it. Well, that's the thing. It's the principle of this whole situation. All right. I know that I don't have to buy it. Gee, big shock. Ooh, I didn't come up with that decision before. Ooh, you just gave me a new perspective on life. Thank you. Because I totally needed that. It's the principle. All right. I know that people were planning to buy this, or are, whatever, right? I know that there are some people out there, definitely, that want to buy this game on Switch. I know for a fact that there are many of you out there. But, with that being said, I'm just wondering, is this going to change your mind at all? Because, for me, it definitely did. Like I said, I wasn't really interested in buying the game again, because it was just funky mode, and, easy mode kind of contradicts the game, like I said. But it's a whole nother ball game now. The fact that they pulled this stunt, I'm definitely not going to be buying this. All right. And normally I wouldn't be making this video, but because of this stunt, I am. And now another thing, I wouldn't be asking this either. Are you guys really still going to get this game? Game. Because I don't think it's a good idea to, in my opinion. And let me be clear. I'm not making anyone do anything. Obviously, it's up to you. I can't control your destiny. Or, I can't tell you what you can do in your own life. Right? Obviously, it's your opinion. You get to make whatever decision you want, and it's your money too. But with that being said, I hope maybe I changed your mind. Because in my opinion, this is completely unacceptable. All right? It just comes off as incredibly shady, like I said. It's just not good. It's not good for a company to do this. It makes you look bad, right? Nintendo looks bad right now when doing something like this. All right. And I know it had to do with the whole Nintendo Select thing because in Canada it was $30. It was like games that were in Canada for Nintendo Select, at least this game, it was $29.99 in total. So they figured, oh, well, I don't want this game to be sold for $30. I want it to be sold for 90. let's triple the price, shall we? But yeah, that's essentially what's going on. Right? And when you look at Hyrule Warriors and other games that have, that had the same fate, you still see those on the eShop just fine. But Tropical Freeze was in the Nintendo Select selection, But with my opinion, sorry, I don't know why I said it like that. I guess I was confused with what I was going to say. In my opinion, though, why wouldn't you have just hiked the price up to normal then if that's the case? Don't take the game off the eShop. Make it Wii U retail price. Tropical Freeze, as far as I'm aware, if I remember correctly, was $59.99. That's how much Wii U games were. In Canada, I believe. There were some games that went up as time went on, because inflation, but at the time in 2014, full retail Wii U games, I strongly believe, were $59.99. So, worst case, make it $59.99 or whatever inflation makes it go to, and just keep the game there. It would still be less than $90. $90 or less. It's still close. Like, it's not even that big of a deal, in my opinion. The point that I'm making is you're taking it off because you don't want people to spend $30 on this game when you want people to spend $90 and you want to railroad people. But then put it up to its normal retail price, whatever it was in 2014 or whatever inflation makes it. Don't just take the game off because you want people to go to this. That's very anti-consumer. So I guess I'm just going to say this before I end the video here. If anybody on this video was planning to pick up Tropical Freeze for Switch, are you still going to pick it up tomorrow? Because honestly, in my opinion, I don't think it's a very good idea. This is something that they, in my opinion, need to catch shit over. And, like, the hike for the Switch was already terrible. But just doing this to get the expensive version now, like, that's ridiculous. And it's too perfectly timed to be a mistake, so. Are people going to be boycotting this version? Or are you still going to go out and buy it? I mean, I guess you can let me know down in the comments below on what you're going to do. Maybe we'll get a discussion going. But yeah, in my opinion, it's very, very shady. I'm not going to support Nintendo's decision to do this. I'm not going to accept their behavior, really. Yeah, honestly, for me, I cannot support a decision like this. I can't do it. So, you guys let me know if you're going to do this. You guys let me know if you're not going to buy it. If you are going to buy it after hearing this news, that's up to you. But for me, I just can't bring myself to do it. So, and yeah, that's it. So yeah, I guess just let me know what you're going to do. See you guys next time.